All righty, we are live. We already have a packed box here, I can see. Boys, welcome back. Red Corner's here, whole gang, Slim, Bones, Devo here. Not too much has happened in the world of Phillies baseball. However, a lot has happened in the world of the Red Corner. Slim is now a celebrity chef. Bones won our first chug bet, which we're going to get into. And we have, this is a baseball show, but we do have to show a little love, right? The Philadelphia Eagles are going back to the Super Bowl. Second time in 3 years. That's where our football talk's going to end, but we did want to just, I don't think we'd be doing our job unless we gave them a little bit of love. Guys, we have a lot to get into today. This episode's about you guys, right? It's all about you. We have a raffle. We have a chug bet, which includes some live chugging. We have subscriber questions that we're going to go through. But we have to say this, as always. If you have not yet subscribed, you're watching live, you're watching later, subscribe. It helps us. It helps us defeat the algorithm. So do that because it helps us a lot. And as far as the subscriber questions and the raffle goes, you can kind of send off any questions you want in the chat, and we'll address those later. And also, we already have a ton of raffle participants, but you can still enter. All you got to do is just say something in the chat. Make it a little bit interesting, which is not going to be a challenge for you guys, and then you'll be entered into the raffle. But Slim, I know you're a man of your word. Before we tee up the live chug, let's just go back into the time machine and remind some people how we got here.
Please do. Out numbers.
Bam. Can't hear that, can you?
No, we heard it during the run through. We don't hear anything live, which is
stop talking. There.
Above 60% this year, I think.
All right, we're workshopping this, guys. This is live TV. We got it now.
This is live editing percentages
on
right
Devo's
now.
part.
With 48% reported, Utley's at 53.2%.
Yeah.
Ron's at 21.8%, and Bobby Abreu's at 26.1%. All right. So that's why my prediction is I think he probably, if not this year, I think he's going to. I don't know because with 50% in. Yeah, if he can get above 60% this year, I think he looks good for next year.
He won't be above 40.
No.
Who?
Utley. Utley won't be above 40%.
What are you talking about?
Okay, but he won't be after all them ballots are revealed.
You think he's going to drop 14 points on the next 52% of ballots coming in?
Yes.
Okay. We should make a bet.
We better chug on that?
There's a wager.
Yes.
There's a wager. I love it.
There's zero chance he drops to 40%.
Zero chance. All right, guys. So that is how we got here. Slim said there was zero chance.
Slim Kanaki was doing the decimals, was creating percentages, doing fractions, trying to crunch the numbers. And something smells a little fishy because the numbers don't quite add up still. So, Bones, I want to know, and it's okay. You had information I didn't have. I'm not saying you cheated. I'm ready to douse this down now. But what kind of inside baseball did you know that I didn't have? And cheers.
Just knowledge of the tracker, man. Just knowledge of the tracker. Knowing how the voters are going to go. Same thing happened last year with Chase Utley. Bruce at a higher percentage, and then these other ballots came in, and then
Yep, 1 second.
He was probably at like 40-something% last year when before the anonymous ballots came out. You know, the ones that were in public, and then he went down to, what was it, like 28%.
I don't know what that chug did to Slim, but he's gone now.
I just clocked out.
Yeah. You all right?
I'm back.
Okay.
He just spit it out.
Yeah, was that a bathroom run?
No, it was. It was not. I'll explain later, another episode. You got to find out what the black screen was about.
Uh,
Oh, there they go.
now he's on mute.
Bones, when you said you had better idea of the tracker, is it because the younger writers are tweeting out their ballots and they are emphasizing war more? Because that was my understanding of kind of how you interpreted the ballot tracker. And then the old heads are more holding in, mailing in their ballots, whatever, and they're kind of against Utley due to that shorter prime stuff. So I felt like you had some information knowing that.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, dude, your audio's destroyed today.
You can't hear me?
Now
Hey,
we
keep
can.
on hitting the button.
Yeah,
I'm not touching the button, dude. It goes.
he's not
So answer
touching the
that
button.
question, Bones. Is that your best interpretation? That the younger writers who emphasized war voted early, while the older guys' ballots weren't counted yet, and they de-emphasized war and like the longevity factors, which hurt Utley.
No, there's like older guys on there, like all three of the
Oh,
guys
so
that
it's
were
all
on
mixed.
MLB Network. Yeah, it's all mixed.
So you really didn't have any special info.
No, I just knew that it wasn't the way percentages went last year at this time for Utley. I was basing off of that.
How is it not more
And
consistent?
people aren't going to,
like,
and people aren't going to like make that huge jump to where he's going to get in, but they're going to make him wait. So that's what it
Agreed.
is.
Agreed.
And then, yeah, I don't. That doesn't make. I understand that, but I'm still I still think it's kind of absurd that he dropped 12, 13 points, 14 points with 52% of the ballot remaining. You know, after getting 0.5% of 48 and then getting nearly what did he pull, like 15% of the next 52 or something.
I don't know. You're the Slim
Yeah.
Konaki over there.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, that's why I lost the bet. Slim has to go back to the charts.
I just make guesstimates.
All right, so anyone who just joined, Slim
and you won by
has
0.2 points. 0.2 points.
wins a win.
It is.
All right, so Slim, man of your word. Slim always pays his debts. Anyone who's just joined, Slim has just handled the first chug bet in Red Corner history. So congratulations.
Yep.
I did want to say here, Bones and I did not have a chug bet on this, but we did have a verbal dispute. Cole Hamels is, in fact, due for the Hall of Fame next year, beginning 2026. No chug bet on my part. I made a rookie mistake by not having that ready. But, so Cole Hamels is, in fact, ready for the Hall of
And you know
Fame.
what the problem is? You got some of these dudes like I love CC Sabathia. He's a horse. I think when he no doubt about it. But when he gets in as a first ballot Hall of Famer, and then people are going to use his case to try to prop up these other guys who shouldn't even be in the Hall of Fame, I feel like. I don't understand how CC was a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Well, basically, they're saying because he's like the last of the Mohicans of that workhorse type pitcher, besides like Verlander, Kershaw, Scherzer. Like other than them guys that are still playing, there's nobody else. I forget who they said. I think it's like Garrett Cole and Aaron Nola. Like the combined innings they have barely equal CC's total pitch
So okay.
in his career.
Okay.
I think that's
And they're
100%
considered
right.
workhorses right now.
I thought it was Yankee bias. And nothing too more than that, really.
3,000 strikeouts.
I think he's a Hall of
Lefty.
Famer. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. You know, I mean, I'm not sure.
I get what you're saying. Like
And
when
then
he
I
was,
think I mean, he has great accolades, but then I feel like when these guys get in on these, I don't know. Like I just feel like now when we use his resume, it's going to water down some other people that are about to come in, and people are going to use his resume to try to get someone else in on the first ballot, or even later maybe just get them in. Period.
Well, I think it's going to be watered down later on anyway because of not like pitchers going like 5-6 innings.
Right.
Like if you're
Right.
like just based off of like say Paul Skeens, what's he going to max out at 6 innings for his career? Like like an average, like for a season, like, and if he does that, he's not going to be close to none of these guys in
Yeah,
terms
with
of
the
like stats and all that. So
they
people are
should.
going to have to change like the way they vote, which I think they're doing now, and that's why you're seeing Utley probably going to get in. Because if you go back like 15 years ago, Utley probably wouldn't get in with these stats.
Right. Right. We'll see if he gets in, but it seems like he will. They're gonna. I like the idea of having special corridors in actual Cooperstown that kind of explain the error and what was going on, explain the players that have a couple blemishes on themselves or whatnot. And I think they could do a nice job if they just broke it up like that. This is the Black Sox. This is the early error where the owners were screwing people over left and right. This is the steroids error. This is the player empowerment error, whatever it may be. This is the shorter innings, the new rules, and maybe, put a little reel in there and explain what this decade and era was like. Because yeah, it's baseball was a sport you could always compare across decades, and now you can't anymore.
I mean, you can do it. You just have to look at it in a different way, right? Like there's strikes per 9, like that kind of stuff. There's the rate type stats, ERA. But yeah, the counting stats, you're 100% right. You have to just look at it different because they're not going at the same rate.
But even the strikes per 9, because you're talking about pitchers who have more 7th innings, 8th innings compared to guys who have a bunch of 4th and 5th innings.
Right. It doesn't. It's basically it projects it out. But to your point, they're not actually going that full.
Yeah, it's
9.
not totally fair either way.
Right. All right. Let's keep it moving here. Who we got there? Nitty again? Okay. All right. So speaking of the Hall of Fame, we just wanted to give a quick little shout out. Last week we spent a lot of time on kind of making the case and telling some stories about Billy Wagner, but congratulations, Billy. He has been inducted. Did you guys see that video of him kind of with his wife standing there getting in? That stuff kills me.
Yeah, I saw it. We all saw it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. CC had a nice crowd there with him too. I love that stuff.
Yeah, no, that gets me every single time. Absolutely crushes me, those videos. Guys, anyone in the chat, you have a little bit more time here before we do this raffle for the Red Corner hoodie. So just drop some comments and you'll be added to the raffle.
Hey, last time
the
Phillies went, so I'm feeling pretty. We should be all feeling pretty good. Keep the vibes going, just like last year or just like 2 years ago.
100%. All right, guys, let's keep it moving here.
And we saw Bricey Boys getting in with the trolling.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, geez, Louise. Give me a second here. Perfect. All right. Let's keep it moving here, and let's talk a little spring training. Per Bones' recommendation, as you see in the top corner over there, we've had our spring training countdown. So believe it or not, we are only 14 days away, about 2 weeks from pitchers and catchers reporting. Guys, spring training vibes are in the air. What is this kind of time of the year mean to you? I'm going to pull up our invite list here. Just kind of wanted to, Bones, I'll start with you. What does that feeling that the spring training a couple of weeks away is kind of making you feel?
Oh, it's just a great time of the year, and then we got everybody's should be national holiday opening day, not far behind. It just gets you in that mood. Weather's going to be breaking. Get jealous of them sitting there watching spring training every day of the weather they're at. So it's just all around. Everything starts to get better once baseball's back.
What do you think, Slim?
Yeah, that's the big thing. It's the jealousy, right? You start seeing the sunshine, and you know that it's right around the corner. The nights are getting shorter, and the days are going to be here soon. And then, opening day it feels like the first day of spring. Usually, for me, that's my unofficial first day of spring. Even though, regardless of what the weather is, I'm excited. I'm always excited to see which players start crushing it. They come out and you can do those. Oh, so and so he's projected to have a gazillion home runs if he keeps this up in spring training. Those hyperbole type moments are awesome in spring training.
Yeah, there's always that one guy who's just raking during spring training, just crushing homers. Spring
Becomes
training
a fan favorite.
becomes a fan favorite. Spring training to me is kind of that anything is possible. You got that refresh. There's always a new year, right? If you're coming off of a bad year, if it's we are coming off of a rough year, right? We're psychos. We're ready for baseball a lot sooner than everybody else. But I feel like if you're one of those guys where you're like, all right, I can't do it anymore, I'm done after a rough year, by the time spring training rolls around, that's when you start like, all right, I'm back in. And like you said, Slim, it's that weather, it's the cracking of the bats, it's all that stuff that just pulls you in. On the screen here, go ahead, man.
No, I was going to jump into the players. Like the one guy I want to watch for spring training is absolutely Justin Crawford. If you're paying attention to the last week, a lot of the prospects, Fangraphs, a couple other top 100s, top 30s came out, and Justin Crawford actually went down in a few of these. I'm wondering why. I'm interested to see what he looks like this spring. I know the speed's there, and I'm just hoping he can hit the ball. And when I mean hit the ball, the criticism that I see on Twitter is they're saying he's not getting any power, he's not getting any air under his ball, that he's hitting ground balls. So I'm personally looking to see if Justin Crawford can hit some balls in the air this spring.
Yeah, I saw you were pointing out, kind of going back and forth on Twitter about how he has fallen on the rankings.
If it's true or not, like I had no idea. This is going to be the first time I sit down and actually gauge his skill set and talent. I didn't watch him last year.
Right. Yeah, so on the screen here we have a list of 23 non-roster invites. So Slim already called out the Justin Crawfords. There's the big hitters are the Aiden Millers, Justin Crawfords, Andrew Painter. And then there's like some familiar names like, let's see here, Kroon, Rincones. So, like, yeah, there's a lot. Oh, and McIntosh, that's who we got in the trade back. So it'll be curious to see if any of these guys make that splash. Will any of them make the roster? Any predictions on guys that, maybe make the roster that you're not expecting? I know it's super early.
I don't think from this list. No, I think we're going to be pretty sad. I think we got a nice competitive ball team. Maybe in the summer when they expand the rosters when we get closer to September or in September.
Cool.
Yeah, so the one name to watch, like I want to touch on Crawford first. On the MLB pipeline, he was actually ranked 66th, and then these other ones he was in the 90s. I don't know if you've seen that, where he wasn't ranked at all in the top 100.
I did see that.
So 66, it's someone likes him over there. But one name on this list, I would like to, Griffin McGarry. He was putting at the Rule 5 draft. Nobody picked him up, so now he's a non-roster invitee. So let's see if he can get his command back and maybe get back at AAA, and then he could be somebody that can maybe come up, little spot start here and there, or relief guy at some point.
Yeah, I would love to see that.
And that dude McIntosh, he's huge.
Yes. Yeah, he's the guy we got over in the recent trade there. Awesome. Anything else on? I know we're early on here. Just kind of wanted to throw this list out there. I know we're early. We'll be talking a lot of spring training. I'll be reporting down in spring training in March, but we'll get into that in the future. But yeah, so anything else on spring training before we transition to some subscriber stuff?
Not for me.
Cool. All right, let's get going here. Let's get back to the big heads. You just hitting your cough button there, Bones?
Yeah.
All right, so we had a lot of really good subscriber comments and questions this week. So I actually wanted to call out one for subscriber Chris, who's a prior raffle winner. And after this question, we'll do our raffle. Hold on here. We got some comments in the chat here. We got two additional people that you have to add to the. We got subscriber Ryan A and subscriber Sean. That they're added to the raffle. We've got some comments coming in. But I wanted to read out this little comment from Chris, and he made a really nice case for Jimmy Rollins on the Hall of Fame. So he said, so bear with me for a second. So when talking Rollins, I like the numbers, and I think they go deeper than what was talked about besides the 3 times All-Star, 4-time Gold Glove, MVP, Silver Slugger, and World Series champ. Rollins is 6th in history for games played in the most demanding position on the field. His WAR 7 is 37, which is top 25-ish for shortstops. He has 231 home runs, which is 7th all-time for shortstops. He has 111 triples, which is 3rd all-time for shortstops. 511 doubles, which is 8th all-time for shortstops. And 2,455 hits, which is 8th all-time for shortstops. Finally, he ends with this pretty strong statement. Rollins is top 10 in all but the WAR 7 and WAR, which is around 20 to 25 all time. Utley may have been the backbone of those teams, but Rollins was a spark. When he led off with a hit, the Phillies' winning percentage was .737. Thank you, subscriber Chris. Boys, that's a pretty strong case for Rollins for the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I would say after the last week, I'm leaning that I'm being sold more and more on Rollins in the Hall of Fame. But 2 things to counter him would be, A, he's known to sell out for the home runs, right? And then the second part would be if he's 731 when he gets a hit, what's the Phillies' career record with Rollins then, right? Because it's probably close-ish to 500, I would assume. It's probably a little over 500, but not much. So that was always
say that again.
Yeah, so if the Phillies have a 731 win percentage when he gets a hit, I would like to know what's Rollins' career win percentage.
When he led off with a hit. But I get what you're saying.
He led off with a hit.
Yeah, no.
He probably led off 97% of the games he played in, or 98%. So I would like
he was the leadoff hitter.
I would like to see the juxtaposition of those 2 numbers to give me a better idea, because the truth is, you're right. When he did get a hit, we won. But that was the problem with Rollins. It was like, yo, dude, just get on base, get a hit, because we win. And too often it seemed like he was going for those homers or going for more. With that said, I do think Rollins is a Hall of Famer. First, it started with Larry Bowa, right, coming in. And once Larry Bowa, stamps you, that obviously got me. And then just talking to people, everyone I bumped into. And the baseline really comes back to the defense again. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. I believe he's a Hall of Famer, but those would be my 2 beefs.
And before I put it over to you, Bones, it's just I'm glad that Chris put this forth, because honestly, a lot of research went into this. But if someone said to you, the shortstop that is top 7, top 3, and top 8 all time in homers, doubles, and triples, you would think that guy would be a Hall of Famer. Just based off of that alone.
Right. Top 10.
Seriously. That's that alone, when I saw that, I was like, damn, that's a strong case right there. Bones, I'm sorry. What did you want to say?
Well, shortstops were my apologies. Go ahead, Bones.
Go ahead.
Especially in the 70s and 80s.
Bones, he's a celebrity chef now. He gets the most time. Go ahead, go back. Well, he went on a 15-minute CC Sabathia tangent earlier when I was talking about Cole Hamels. Now he's going to keep it going. Go ahead, go Slim.
Well, we're going to be wasting a lot of time with Cole Hamels in the future. But look at shortstops like Ozzie Smith, and they really, really stress defense and almost no offense oftentimes in the 70s and 80s.
100%. No, good point.
And the Phillies' winning percentage with Jimmy Rollins on the team is way over 500. Just
what
FYI.
is it? What is it?
Way over 500.
Yeah.
All right, I'll look it up.
All right, go ahead.
Chat GPT. Yeah, Bones, floor is yours.
No, there is definitely a serious case for Rounds to be in the Hall of Fame. And then, like, you look at more recent guys, not as recent, but like he's not like really in like the Jeter class or nothing like that. But like a guy like Barry Larkin, who won an MVP. I think he won a World Series with the Reds in the 1990 season. But his numbers are awfully compatible with Barry Larkin, and he got in. So like that's like the one case that everybody's like saying.
Right.
But I don't know. I just to me he wasn't the spark on that team. Like he might have been the mouthpiece, but I don't think he was the jolt that kept that team going, in my opinion.
Yeah, I
No?
mean, I do. Yeah, I feel like he was in the middle of every big rally. He was like Harper in that rarely do we win when he was playing poorly in the playoffs. And I mean, Utley was amazing too. I think Utley had like 5 homers in the World Series in 2009. So like the whole team was good, right? That's why we went to the World Series
Yeah,
for 2 years.
yeah.
So it's like, we're splitting hairs. But I missed his opening line. Just subscriber Chris here. He said, "I think Slim should chug the latte he made for the chug bet." I gotta say that latte was phenomenal. The banana bread was like, I would say a 7 out of 10. The latte was a 9.5 out of 10. Seriously.
Yeah, I gave the banana bread at 8 and the latte a 9.
My wife. Oh, by the way, happy anniversary, babe. So our 1 year, boys. Do you believe 1 year
Happy
ago today
anniversary?
we were on
Wow.
Puerto Rico? Yeah,
That's
it's crazy,
awesome.
right? It
Yes.
is. But speaking of my wife, who you just were, so you're not going to be glad about this. She was not a fan of the banana bread.
That's fine. I had a ton of fans in my house.
Did you really?
Yeah, everyone loved it. Everybody loved it. There's no complaints. Absolutely. None. Not one.
No, nobody
We
loved
ate it for
that.
breakfast. We had 3 people eat it for breakfast.
You, the cat, and who else?
Yeah. No, it wasn't.
female.
It wasn't bad. Look, you have a strong support system. You always have. Your mother's a saint. But anyway, let's move on to our next question here. This is from Josh. So this is a simple one. So you guys can take this however you want. And I'll start with you, Bones. What is the most important thing for the Phillies to go all the way to the World Series in 2025?
Like most teams, it's health. Everybody's got to be healthy, especially at the top of that rotation with Nolan Wheeler. Been getting really lucky to where then guys have been healthy every year. So it's all about health. Best ability is availability. So
Right.
that's the old saying. It's cliche, but
I
Sam?
would say, at this point, I just think we need the timely hitting and some timely relief pitching, right? I believe with the starting pitching that we're going to be consistent. Obviously, like Bone said, so that's a great one with health. But I just think we need to be more timelier with the bats.
Less streaky. Your big thing is boom and bust, right? So
Right,
less boom and bust. You've been hammering that for a long time, and I completely
Less
agree.
boom or bust, or if you're going to be booming, you need at least 2-3 dudes booming in October. You know, we haven't had a Randy Ozariza or a Cody Ross or a random dude just take flight.
Yeah. So Scott Lauber, and then this is tying into Josh's question, so I kind of want to just touch on it. Scott Lauber wrote an article, I think yesterday, in the Inquirer. It was kind of interesting, and he was just picking out 2 players that I guess are in somewhat similar trajectories of their career. It was Orion Kerkering and Bryson Stott. And basically the question was, do we think that they are part of the core for the future? And I guess what that question really is saying is, this is an audition year, and almost maybe a final audition year in a lot of ways for them. Less so for Kerkering, more for Stott. So out of those two guys, who are you more confident in that he's a real deal guy moving forward? Slim, looking at you.
I'll say Kirkland, the pitcher.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So especially when we see who we have coming up the pipeline, where is the spot for Stott going to be? I love Stott's defense. I think he's awesome. But I'm really, really skeptical on what his offensive production is going to be this year. It seems like I see some other people thinking he wants to lead off. Big time people. Ruben Amaro Jr. said he should be leading off. A lot of guys, and I'm just not there with that at all.
I'm there.
So
with that.
yeah, and I don't see. Yeah, and I don't see where his position is in the next couple of years. Obviously, maybe if we move Turner to the outfield and then Miller can play shortstop, is that a potential idea there, Bones? Because I thought Miller was going to be more of a second baseman, but now I'm seeing he has a shortstop designation next to him.
Yeah, I can see that, and I agree with Chris where Kirkering is I think the one that sticks around longer than Stott. This has to be the year for Stott, or else he's probably going somewhere else.
Yeah, and I completely agree with you. The more you made a strong case there. The big year for Kirkering in that now he's going to be getting higher leverage later inning pitches, right? So does he handle that well? Shout out Nitty. We will see. But Bones, on that note, let's get that raffle flowing. Let's get that going, man. Hold on. Let me grab this real quick. All right. This right here can be yours, and we will be announcing that right now.
All right. And by the way, before since Chris stopped his research, I was doing my own little research. Jimmy Rollins, since the Phillies brought him up in 2000, but we'll just go from 2001.
Yep.
You said barely.
No, I said they were.
Whoa! Do we have another chug bet here?
No,
we have another chug bet here.
He's already misquoted me. I said they were probably barely. They were above 500. Is how I said it. So let me get my guess in. I would say that he was probably around 57%.
What? 57 games over 500?
No, 57% winning percentage. What's his winning percentage?
Well, you went over 500, so now you're changing. You're doing the old crisscross here.
Well, I just explained everything.
Yeah, because you looked at the freaking records, and he was only one.
I stopped.
Dude, you stopped because you were wrong.
You stopped because he didn't like what he saw.
He had 2 years where he was below 500.
What's the percent, dude?
And it was 15 games below 500, and then 2 years total.
What's the percent?
Way above. I'll have to look it up. I'll have to look. Give me time. Give me time.
Trying to compare the 72% when he gets a hit to the actual win percentage.
Give me time. All right.
Yeah, this is getting clipped. All right, what do we got, Bones? You can win this hoodie.
The winner of this hoodie.
Hold on.
Ooh, fresh.
Good. Freshy.
And we can get your sizes.
We'll get your size. Don't worry about that.
All right, the winner of the hoodie. Let's see who we got. Oh, geez.
Oh,
we got a repeat winner here.
Whoa, is it Chris?
We got Chris Namoli.
Guys,
so the guy who subscribed with the question today that started this whole argument.
There was like 60 names in there, too. We got to get him to play a lottery ticket.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, shout out Chris, man. He's all swagged out.
Chris.
Congrats
shout
again,
out to
man.
my boy Brett, too. Brett, you know who you are. Shout out.
Oh, yes. Shout out, Brett. Thank you for all the engagement and the love you've been showing us. We appreciate that. Guys, so I'm not doing my job if I don't – we got to settle this chug bet thing here. So I need one of you guys to pick an over-under.
Right, so we need to pick a number.
And I'm going to set it at, and see if you agree on this. I'm going to say – did you already look this up?
I'll say this. Bones,
Okay,
I'll say the Phillies are with Jimmy Rollins at a 57% win percentage.
I'm going over.
Okay. I gave you a layup, I think.
Yeah.
So then if it's under, you'd have to chug. Slim, is that correct?
Yes. No.
Okay.
If it's under, I win. I got anything under 57. I need 57
Correct.
to come in.
Correct. Sorry. All right, so we're
But
clear on this.
In fair of the sport, I will, like I said, I set the number. We'll go from there. It's a shitty number. We'll give Bones a couple layups to start the podcast off.
Hold on here. Let me see if I can. Phillies. I don't think they're going to have.
Because Rons did not do well in those Hall of Fame ballots, right? When I was looking, when there was 48% reporting, he had
No.
less than Bobby Abreu. He was around 21%. Where did he end?
He was in the 20s, right, Bones?
Yes.
Collins? Okay.
Yeah. I think he was just outside 20, maybe like 18 or something like that.
Okay.
Bobby Baseball is 21. I think
This
he
is
was like
not
18.
a show for accurate stats in real time.
Yeah.
We follow everything up. We got to get like an intern or something. But all right, guys, let's. Anything else you want to get off your chest before we transition to closing segment? Okay. Bones, do your thing.
Not much. There is not much going on today in Phillies history besides key part to the 2008 World Series was signed today. Anybody want to take a stab at who it was?
Wait, say it again. A key part of the 2008 World Series was signed today. I'm
Okay.
going
On
to
this
say.
day in Phillies history.
Ooh.
I'll let Slim.
In
Signed?
2008, he was signed too.
He was signed
For
in
that year.
2008.
Yep.
Did we have him previously, or is this a?
No.
Okay, so we got him in 2008. Feliz?
Nice
Nice,
pickup.
yeah.
Nice.
Thank you.
Totally redeemed yourself.
Thank you. Every once in a while.
But other than that, nothing.
I will be honest. I was not going to get that. I could have lied and said I was going to get it, but I was not.
Well,
good
the
pull, bud.
incorrect answer would have been Jamie Moyer. Remember we got him? I remember when we got Jamie Moyer, it was after the trade deadline. He was like a waiver trade or something odd. And I was like, what the heck is going on? We're doing trades post-trade deadline? And then we had Jamie Moyer for like a gazillion years after that. It was awesome.
Yeah.
We traded for him. He was like 42 at the time.
Jamie Moyer. Jamie
What
Moyer
was
led
that
the team in
acquisition,
wins. Led
Do
the
you
team in
remember?
wins 2008.
Because
I
it was
don't
post-trade
know.
deadline.
Yeah, it was probably like a waivers. They gave him like benefit of the doubt to go try to win somewhere.
All right, boys. Let's
what's next?
close there. All right, chat. Thank you very much for the engagement.
We're 38 minutes in.
Congrats again to Chris on winning the hoodie. That will get sent out to you. I already know your address since I sent you out a previous prize, so that'll be easy. All right, boys. See you next week, and see y'all.